Good morning, guys, and welcome to Rio. So this is 2nd September. We have full moon. Now, full moon is important for a reason. We'll try to do something really cool with it. But I welcome to another tour of Garg's private travels. So hopefully this video will convince you to visit Rio. We are going to do a virtual tour. It sure has convinced me. Now about the aircraft, this is a Diamond DA62, produced in 2015, costs just $1 million, and it's a twin engine. It has some, really good premium seats, which is all I seem to care about. But if you want to know more about this plane, I have a link in the description, do check it out. But for now, let's jump right into our flight plan. Alright guys, so we are in Brazil. We are in Rio De Janeiro. We take off from Island of the Governor from the Rio de Janeiro International Airport, and we start the proceedings with the same place from which Olympics started the proceedings, that is the Maracana Stadium. From there we are going to head east. We are going to take a look at the Guanabara Bay, and from there we are going to explore some important areas around Gloria. From there we are going to turn south right onto the Flamingo Beach. From there we are going to explore the two important forts which sort of restricted the entry into the Guanabara Bay. From there we are going to explore the Sugarloaf Mountain over here, and then we are going to set our route towards Cristo Redentor with moon in the backdrop. So do check that out. From there we are going to try to turn left, or we are going to try to explore the Copacabana Beach, and then we are going to head west, explore some really scenic forests here, and then we will land into the Barra Da Tijuca. But first we will explore this Olympic arena, then we'll turn back and we'll land here. It should be a simple and a sweet flight, so let's get right on. Full throttle on both the engines. I'm going to release the parking brake. So, as most of you might be knowing, Brazil was a Portuguese colony, gained its independence in 1822. So, most of the stuff that is pronounced here is in Portuguese as we take off. So all I want to say is that if I make any pronunciation goof-ups, please forgive me for the same. And we have taken off. I'm going to pull out my flaps, and I'm going to switch to the chase cam as we look at the Rio de Janeiro airport here. I think it's the only international airport that Rio has. Do correct me if I'm wrong though. If you notice closely, this is one complete island. It's called the Island of the Governor, and there are so many islands in Guanabara Bay, which is what this water body is, but we'll come to that in a moment. Alright, so first stop for us is the place where the Olympics opening ceremony was held in 2016. But just to give you an overview of the place, the mound that you see on the left over here, since it looks like a sugar mound, I'll give more context later. It's called the Sugarloaf Mountain, and across that we have the Tijuca National Forest, somewhere straight down, we should have the statue of Christ the Redeemer. It's not rendered yet, but I'm sure in real world you can see it from here.
Squawk 0562 Diamond X-Ray Golf Sierra. Diamond X-Ray Golf Sierra radar contact 3 miles south of Galileo, 2,400 feet. Cleared through the Charlie airspace. Cleared through the Charlie airspace, Diamond X-Ray Golf Sierra.
Alright, so there is the main stadium in Olympics where all the athletic events were held. Don't know how to pronounce it, so there's the name. It has a seating capacity of about 60,000 spectators. And there is the Maracana Stadium, which was the place where the opening and the closing ceremony of the Olympics was held. But more importantly, it's one of the holiest shrines of world football today. It was inaugurated in 1950, and this was the ground where Brazil lost to Uruguay 2-1 in the 1950 FIFA World Cup, also known as the Tragedy of Maracana. Amazes me how one stadium can have so much history behind it. And right across Maracana, we have the National Museum of Brazil. So now we are going to head towards the sunrise. On the left, we have the Guanabara Bay. So now, Rio de Janeiro, what does it actually mean? So Rio means a river, de in Portuguese generally stands for off, Janeiro stands for January. So Rio de Janeiro actually means river of January. It was named so because the Portuguese explorers actually thought that this bay, the Guanabara Bay, is actually a river, and that is why the city got its name. So this is one interesting fact. As we approach yet another island in the Guanabara Bay, which is interestingly called the Island of Cobras, and to its right is the R.J. Santos Dumont Airport, but I really want to focus your attention on this particular building right here, which is the Metropolitan Cathedral of Saint Sebastian. It is a fairly modern cathedral, inaugurated in 1979, but it's one of the uniquest ones, especially considering how fascinating it looks from the inside. Well, from the outside, it does look like an alien spaceship to me, but the design is actually based on the Mayan pyramids. But well, who's to say those pyramids weren't built by aliens in the first place? The height of this cathedral is 75 meters, which is more than twice the height of Cristo Redentor, but that takes nothing away from the beauty of that monument. Okay. So now we are going to head towards the opening of this huge Guanabara Bay, which has over 100 islands in the same, and one of the islands is from where we took off. Notice this entry, okay? So in the ancient times, to prevent pirates from entering this bay and to prevent other illegal activities going on, the mouths of the bays were capped off by enormous forts. So here is one of them. So this is Fort of Santa Cruz. And on top of that, we have the Fort of St. Louis. This was the fort with all of the ballistics in it. if there was a pirate ship attacking or any other ship, all the rounds used to be fired from here. As we turn back, as the sun is rising on Cristo Redentor, this is the Sugarloaf Mountain. Now, as I explained, it was named the Sugarloaf because of two reasons. Sugarcane farming was prevalent in Brazil in the 1600s. That is when this mountain was named, and it actually looks like a mound of sugar. You can take a trolley and travel to the top of this mountain. It has a lot of scenic vistas here. Alright, so now as we approach Cristo Redentor, we're going to take out our drones and capture some amazing shots of this structure against the backdrop of the moon. Let's zoom in a little. Wow. So Microsoft has really done the moon positioning right in this game, and I do appreciate them for it. Kudos to Microsoft. This looks amazing. So let's try to do a time lapse here. Beautiful, isn't it? Wasn't that amazing? Alright guys, so let's continue our approach. Okay, so let's take a moment to talk about this amazing monument. So, Christ the Redeemer, or Cristo Redentor as it's called in Portuguese. Well, it's a fairly recent monument whose construction started in 1922 and finished in 1931. And after some remodeling and reconstruction in the late 90s and early 2000s, it was declared one of the new 7 wonders of the world. Now, another interesting thing about this monument is that you might think that the height, that is Jesus from head to toe, is longer than its hands. Turns out the difference is only 2 meters because the height of this monument is 30 meters while, hand to hand Jesus statue is 28 meters. So not that much of a difference, isn't it? Beautiful. Okay, so now we are going to head towards again, very famous point of interest in Rio, that is the Copacabana Beach. And we have it in our frame. Right here it is. So now, the best time to visit this beach is at dawn because there is this golden glow While I do agree that uh, there is no bad time to visit the beach, but for Copacabana, if you get a chance, do visit it at dawn. You can Google some images of this beach, of this beautiful beach at dawn, and then make up your mind. This is another fort that we see here. It's called Fort Copacabana. It has an ancient chapel inside it of Virgin of Copacabana, and it's again a famous tourist attraction here in Rio. Okay, so now we are going to travel along the coast to Barra Da Tijuca. Am I pronouncing that right? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, so this structure, can you guys guess what it is? Well, it's a race course for horses. Now we're going to look at this beautiful mountain range. So Rio has one of the largest urban jungles in the world. I think it is the largest urban jungle in the world. And you can grab a point anywhere in this jungle and you can see the amazing vistas of the city. So just like this, and it's amazing. Alright, so this is the Tijuca National Park as we enter Tijuca, and as the sun rises, now we have these beautiful lagoons as well. And this seems to be a very recently developed place because everything seems to be in so much order. Look at the way the buildings have been built here, and look at the plan. I mean, there's so much symmetry in here. And you also have some high rises, or in contrast to the favelas that we see down below over here. So favelas have been instrumental in giving us the dance form of samba. Which also reminds me that Rio hosts the biggest carnival ever in the world, which sees about 2 million people a day on the streets of Rio. It sees a parade of dancers from over 200 samba schools in Rio, and is just an amazing time to be there. I've watched it on television, but it's definitely on my bucket list as we see another beautiful lagoon in the distance.
Frequency change approved. Diamond X-Ray Golf Sierra. Approach Diamond Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra is type Diamond is 62 2 miles east of Jacaré. Request flight following. Diamond Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra approach. Squawk 676
Below we see the airport where we are going to land shortly. But first, let's check out this Olympic complex. So the stadium here, it's rendered in 2D, is actually the tennis stadium, but this was the whole complex with you can see the residentials or the villa for where the athletes were going to stay. This is the whole complex that was developed for the 2016 Olympics. I've heard in the news that now it's turned into a ghost town, and I'm sure it must have been beautiful instead. Okay, so that marks the end of our trip. If there is any other place that you'd want me to cover in Rio, do let me know down in the comments. We are going to begin our landing approach now. I'm going to cut off my engine. But yeah, this was a really successful flight. I loved it. It has convinced me to go to Rio whenever the world opens up air travel. I hope you enjoyed it too. I hope that you too now want to visit Rio after watching this video as we approach our landing airport against the backdrop of the mountains with the rising sun. So which global city should I cover next? Do let me know down in the comments. With that, I'm going to take your leave. Peace out. See you guys in the next video. And you can stick around if you want to watch another botched landing